checking. Okay. Today's class is sponsored by Susie Handelman from Jerusalem, Shana Sarah Bat Miriam, in loving memory of her father, Dr. Milton S. Handelman, Tzvi Michael ben Yeshaya, on his yahrzeit tonight, the 27th of Shvat. He was a family physician in Chicago, beloved by his patients and all who knew him. He died in 1959 at age 52 when Susie was only 9, but lives deep in her heart. He so admired how the state of Israel was building itself in the 1950s and had wanted to come and visit, but did not make it. So she hopes that tonight from above, he is watching and learning with her in Jerusalem and with myself and Renana and many of you from all around, and all of you wherever you are, especially the Chicagoans. May our learning be the aliyah for his neshama. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick introduction today. Very short. Today's material is a little bit easier than the past weeks. Just wait, next week will be a little more complicated. That's how it goes. So we're going to learn today, the reason why it's relatively simple today is that the sources we're going to see today in the Gemara, we're going to start off, I'll pull up the screen for a quick minute and just show you the Gemara. So here's the pages of the Gemara. We're going to be learning from Kuf Chet Amud Bet at the bottom here. So we're going to learn starting from exactly where we left off last time. Okay, Taf Resh stands for Tanu Rabbanan. Okay, the first words are going to be Tanu Rabbanan, which is an introduction to a Braita. Okay, we're going to also see the word Tanya is also an introduction to a Braita, and we're going to have 3 Braitot today. We're basically going to go from here up until where it's underlined on the next daf over here, if you can see on the left. So we're basically going to be learning a text which consists of 3 Braitot, 3 sources from the Tannaitic time period, if you recall. In that time period, the language was Hebrew. So all those sources are in Hebrew. So even if your Hebrew isn't great, there's, as always, English translation, and it's just usually simpler. It's not as complex as the Gemara. We're going to obviously delve in depth into some of the Rishonim, and we'll see the Rashbam and Tosfot and Rabbeinu David, and we'll see some different commentaries. I know a few people have asked before. The main commentaries that are on the page that we're going to see are the Rashbam and Tosfot. Anyone else who's mentioned is not on the page. Okay, we're going to see some halacha today. We'll see what the Shulchan Aruch holds. The Shulchan Aruch has a commentary on it, the Mishnah Berurah. What I tried to do by all the sources, give you a little bit of perspective on when these people lived, what the people's names were, when they lived, so you can read that on the sheet. What our topic today, as you can see, is how to keep the children engaged. We all know that that's a topic that all of us think about before the Seder. How do we get the kids to be engaged in the Seder? And today we're going to see that it wasn't just in our generation, but the Tanaim were also concerned with how to keep the children engaged at the Seder. So with that, I'm going to send you to Chavruta. We're going to start with a 22-minute Chavruta today to give you a little more time than usual. And with that, we're going to get started. So if you're listening to the recording, at this point, you would basically stop the recording. You can go into Chavruta number 1 and then come back when you're finished to the second recording. Again, if you're not learning together with us, ideally find a Chavruta if you can to learn together with someone. It's always better. But if that's not an option, you can always learn on your own. That's also good. Always more fun when you're learning with someone else, and it challenges you to think more about the material learned. So we'll open the breakout rooms right now, and you can join the rooms, or